I'm not gonna miss.
All right.
You tripping?
All right.
Yo, you is tripping.
All right. Make sure you hit it. Make sure you hit it and you get it right. If you don't hit it,
wait.
Whoa. You took it way too long.
Hold on. Wait. Dog, I heard you say something that I don't move my head, bro. I watched you fight several times. You do not move your noggin, bro. You get hit with clean, flush shots.
What about you?
Bro, it's boxing. We're gonna get hit.
Right,
but you was trying to make it seem
like you just proved my point.
No, but listen, I'm not finished talking. But you try to make it seem like I just get hit all crazy and all. But watch this. On fight night, make sure you be ready. And like I said,
bro,
I'm not gonna miss. If you're so confident, why ain't take the 55-45 to the winner? That shows right there. Like I said, a great fighter, good fighter, you know, but it's levels, and I'm gonna show him why it's levels.
Maybe because I'm giving you the opportunity to 2 belts.
If you believe in yourself, you would have took the 55.
No, I get what you're saying, but maybe a fight with you and Virgil could have been 55-45 to the winner. With the champion, I have 2 belts. I'm the only one that has 2 belts in the division. You want these? I don't need to fight you. I could have fought anybody else.
No, you absolutely.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to Duality 7X. I'm your host, Shiraz. Guys, today I'm going to be breaking down a big fight, a fight that's really starting to pick up a lot of momentum, a lot of steam, and real momentum, guys. Talking about Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas. And this time, we're not just talking about hype. What was supposed to be Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr., it's not happening, guys. We've covered this extensively. We're talking about numbers. We're talking about real performances. What these guys have actually done inside the ring that matters the most. And I think you guys want to watch this one because it's very, very informative. I mean, just look at the stats, guys. I mean, this fight becomes more and more interesting once you start to kind of delve into those key metrics, right? So I want to start here. I want to start with Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis. I mean, this guy is undefeated. I mean, he's got over 30 wins. Close to 90% knockout ratio. Just let that sink in, guys. He's got like a 35-0 record, 90% knockout ratio. This means that almost every time he steps into the ring, the fight doesn't actually go the distance. He knocks out his opponent. And it's not just who he's beating, right? This is how he's beating them, right? I mean, just remember, if you go back to the fight against Sergey Lipinets, I mean, this was supposed to be like a real test, you know, for the former world champion. He was very durable, experienced. Jaron Ennis stopped him. He just stopped him. And then you look at Thomas Dulorme, who's another veteran. I mean, he knocked out Thomas in the first round, right? David Anayson's another key guy, a very, very tough, respected fighter. Who also gave Terrence Crawford some rounds. I mean, this guy's like a veteran. He knows he's a master at boxing, a very, very skilled student. Ennis broke him down in pieces, and he stopped him too. Don't forget about his last fight against Usman Lima, the young lad from Portugal. He only had 1 loss and 14 wins coming into the fight against Jaron. A lot of hype about Usman, and Jaron stopped him in the first round via TKO. Need I say anything more, guys? So when people say that Jaron hasn't really been tested and he hasn't really fought against good fighters, he's fought against guys who potentially made them look average. I wholeheartedly disagree. Jaron is an animal. Probably pound for pound one of the greatest fighters on the planet. Now let's talk about Xander Zayas here for a second, a young fighter from Puerto Rico. This guy's also undefeated. He's got an unbelievable, perfect 23-0-0 record coming into this fight. Zayas also has a pretty good knockout ratio, but not as great as Jaron's. His is at 60% compared to Jaron's at 90%. So you already see a difference there. I mean, he's not much of a finisher as Ennis is, at least not yet. I mean, remember, this guy, he's a young guy, man, But what he does have is some serious control. I mean, if you go back against his fight against Georgia Garcia that happened last year in July, I mean, that fight went the distance. Zayas won a unanimous decision. And although it did go the distance, that's not to take away from Zayas at all. He showed some incredible patience, some great composure. His boxing ring IQ is next level, okay? He's a guy who's very, very mature considering he's a young fighter. I mean, he's not reckless. He's very patient, and he broke his opponent down round by round, right? You look at the fight that he had against Spomer. That fight happened also last year on Valentine's Day, and that's the one where, I mean, a lot of hype about Slawa coming into this, but you know what? You saw a little bit more aggression, but he got the stoppage, right? I mean, that fight. Sorry, my apologies. Went the distance. He outboxed Sommer. Sommer came into this fight with the 3-fight win streak, all by way of knockout, and again, he stopped them. I mean, he stopped them, right? And this is the difference, guys. Zayas is still learning on the job, but he too is also fighting some very credible fighters. Yeah, a lot of his fights he's been kind of going the distance and stuff. He had like one fight, I think, in his last 5 fights coming into this fight against Jaron. That was via TKO. But what happens when you've got two of these different kinds of styles colliding, right? And I mean, if you think about it, if you go back to the press conference that just happened between Zayas and Jaron Ennis, Boots kind of stuck around at the end of the conference just to kind of like help address some answers to some questions that people had. His take on Zayas, his disposition, the press event, the whole 9 yards, right? And essentially just kind of like helping people get some more clarity and context into their fight upcoming back, that's going to happen in June. Now, Jaron is known for a lot of things. He's got a lot of hype. Okay, he's very marketable, right? But a lot of people are talking about him potentially being burned out from all this like pay-per-view stuff and all the stuff that he has to kind of go through. I mean, he's got to go through his camp, his training, his dieting, his regiment. I mean, right now he's at around 190 pounds, but I mean, he's going to be a lot slimmer once it comes time to fight time. And it does, the whole dieting and all that kind of stuff, it weighs in on you. Ennis, he likes to throw punches. He likes to get into the mix of things. He can get into the chaos. He loves to exchange. His punch output is high. His accuracy is super high as well too. Zayas is a little bit more measured, perhaps maybe a little bit more controlled. A very patient fighter. He likes to set these little traps along the way. He likes to control the distance. He likes to get very technical at times, and he likes to kind of go. I mean, if it has to go the distance, he's 100% ready for it. He's got a lot of stamina, very, very good stamina, and so I'm super excited about this one. The thing though is that with the 90% knockout ratio, Ennis is stopping 9 out of 10 opponents. I mean, every single time, right? And Zayas is kind of going the distance more frequently, and especially in his last 5 fights, right? That tells you a lot. It tells you a lot about these fighters and how they have 2 different styles as it is. I mean, Ennis brings that level of danger that I don't think Zayas has really faced yet. And I mean, he's going to come in full aggression, very forward momentum and pressure. And let's be fair. I mean, Zayas, he's a young guy. He's got the youth on his side, right? He's younger. He's fresher. I mean, I'm not saying he's quicker out of the 2, but Zayas is still improving, right? He has great boxing in IQ, but he's still learning as well too. And that matters. That matters, right? Because sometimes the hungrier of the fighters is the one that has something to prove. And if you really think about it, I mean, those are the kind of fighters that usually end up shocking a lot of people, right? So there's a big risk factor too when you consider these guys fighting against one another, because if Zayas Zayas steps in too early, then this could turn into a completely one-sided fight. And we've seen that. We've seen that before in boxing. I mean, you know, there's countless number of examples and times. I mean, look, when a rising star gets pushed too fast, they usually end up running into a stone wall, and that stone wall will hit them so hard that they'll knock them flat on their you know what. And so this is kind of what sometimes worries me a little bit, because I mean, when you talk about timing and you talk about the opportunity, I mean, this fight presents all of that and more, right? I mean, Jaron's been waiting, and I mean, he's been waiting for a long time, right? Waiting for that big name fighter. He was supposed to fight Virgil Ortiz Jr. Obviously, that didn't happen, unfortunately. But wanting a defining fight for his career, I mean, he wants somebody obviously like Terrence Crawford or Spence. I mean, that would be the next big thing. But I mean, and the fact that he can't fight Virgil Ortiz Jr., it's a shame. I mean, that's a fight that everybody wanted to see. When you talk about Golden Boy and you talk about matchroom boxing with Eddie Hearn, obviously they couldn't see the numbers, they couldn't kind of agree on things. But the question that you have to ask yourself is, does this fight actually benefit both fighters? For Ennis, it's going to be high risk, high reward. If he wins, then people are going to say he was supposed to win. How does that kind of cement his legacy, as so to speak? But if he loses, it's like I said, it's high stakes, high rewards. If he loses, then it's going to go really bad for him. For Zayas, I mean, it's the opposite, right? Low risk, high reward. A lot of people are already putting him as the underdog, but if he wins this fight, he pulls off a huge upset. He becomes an overnight sensation, an overnight star. He's going to be in the same conversation and breath of all the top greats, and he's going to be the next big star in boxing. So when you look at the stats, when you look at when you look at the past fights, and you look at where these two guys are respectively, like within their careers, where they are right now. And I say respectfully because, I mean, you got to understand that it looks like a simple matchup, but it's almost kind of like a one-sided affair here, and I think that it's a huge gamble. And for Ennis, I mean, for Ennis to take on this fight, I mean, I personally think Ennis is going to win this fight. Okay, I think Jaron is the next big thing in boxing, right? His power, his experience, I mean, his finishing ability, 90% knockout ratio, guys. It's all hard to ignore. But I will say this: if Zayas can survive the early rounds, we know he has enough in his gas tank to go the distance. And if he can stay disciplined and control the fight, the narrative, then this fight could get interesting in the later rounds, right? And I'm talking about the championship rounds. So that's my take on it, guys. Again, high risk, high rewards for Boots Ennis. He wins. People are going to say he was supposed to win. Those are the stats kind of telling the story. But if he loses, it's going to be really, I mean, look, it's not over for Jaron Ennis, but he's right now the top dog. I mean, he's the number one billing right now, and that everybody wants to see Jaron Ennis. But the fight that everyone wanted to see again was supposed to be Virgil Ortiz Jr. But there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of drama. I mean, I've talked about this extensively on my channel and other videos. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now, even with in respects to Virgil Ortiz Jr., his manager, his camp, and his own promoter, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And so there's a lot of issues that they have to figure out within their organization, and then they can start looking at other fights. But that was supposed to be the fight that was supposed to happen. That was the fight that Ennis wanted to secure his legacy, to secure that he is pound for pound probably the greatest fighter on the planet. But fighting Zayas, I don't know if that would cement him as P for P. as the best fighter on the planet. I already know he is the best fighter right now, but you know, anything can happen in the ring, guys, man. You slip on a banana peel, you get hit with that overhand right hook, hits you in the temple, boom. Or if you got a glass jaw, that's it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in a fight. You could be training for months on end, dieting, weight cutting, you know, like all that stuff. And it's just a couple bad mistakes. You eat a few more jabs than you're supposed to. You get hit with that body shot, the kidney shot. You get hit the wrong way, hit on the temple. Anything can happen, and then you're out, and then you're left wondering what the f just happened. So, anyways, in this case, guys, these guys are legendary. I can't wait to see these guys fight. Anytime you got Jaron Ennis on the bill. That's a must-see, must-watch event, and he's represented by Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. It's going to be fantastic, guys. June 27th. Can't wait for this fight. Lots of drama. Guys, it's fight weekend. Lots of exciting things happening. The one big fight right now is Tyson Fury. He's going to be taking on Arslan Makhmudov, the Russian giant. Both of these guys are giants, by the way. Tyson Fury is... not a small man at all. But a lot of interesting things about Tyson Fury. You know, a lot of people are criticizing his comeback, saying that, you know, he should just stay retired right now. But Tyson still feels he's got a few more good fights left in him. Of course, the longer these fighters continue to have those thoughts, especially as you start to get older, that's when the damage starts to happen. Look at Muhammad Ali and a lot of other great names in the sport. They continue fighting and fighting and fighting, and they're just not the same. Even Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, suggested that, you know, Tyson should step away. He pleaded with his brother to not take on this fight. I still think that this is Tyson Fury's fight to win. I think he's going to beat Arslan Makhmudov. Makhmudov is a rising star, by the way, a great Russian heavyweight fighter. I mean, then again, I don't know. He fought Dave Allen last, you know. It was a good fight, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be chaotic in the early rounds. It's going to be just go, go, go. And if Tyson Fury can withstand that, Tyson Fury, by the way, has got that crazy jab. He's kind of like Sean Strickland. He goes in there and it looks effortless. Doesn't look like he's doing much, but he's doing a lot. And if he can get those jabs out to Arslan, it's going to confuse him. It's going to kind of ruin his game plan a bit. And then Tyson goes in there, drops a few, deep bombs, and then it's over. And then I potentially see Tyson Fury taking on Anthony Joshua, or even maybe a Deontay Wilder, maybe Derek Chisora, or maybe even Alexander Usyk again. I don't know. So anyways, guys, I'm going to be happy to report that fight later. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for sticking around. Please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. Help us grow this channel. So far, it's been great. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot. So I hope my mic is working properly, guys. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my videos that I did in Japan. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that again. But anyways, pleasure was all mine, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Look forward to talking to you guys about the Makhmudov and Tyson Fury fight later. Have a good one.